Hello and welcome back to this Let's Play series in Crusader Kings 3 Realms in Exile. We are playing the Great Northern Warhost. Um, Last episode we started a war for the last county in Gondor. Um, Mordor is fighting for the same thing. Our army needs replenishing supplies. So we're gonna split up the army here. And we're gonna send them in different locations to refill supplies, basically. That should do it. So let's see, you can go there, you can go there. Not even sure where I haven't sent them at this point. We'll figure it out later. Let's let's spread them out a bit. Marriages, marriages, marriages. Get into my dynasty, please. You need someone strong and intelligent. You'll do for now. Task aborted. Can no longer continue with ravage the land. So that means he converted it for us, which means we can now develop these in peace. You need some development, you need some development. You're almost done. So where is... Right, you just need to be built. Okay. We're gonna wait for the army to replen because we desperately need supplies. I assume Mordor is gonna come waltzing back right in. And I wanted to do something here. Let's put a pin in him. You have been landed. Let's murder you. We're essentially gonna sit for a bit because we need those supplies to replen. Convert please, and for that matter, convert please. Do we have convert please? No, we're not going to convert. Convert please? No. Okay, we need beautiful and intelligent. I'm pretty sure, yep, there was one. Go for it. Here comes Mordor. Where are you landing, Mordor? We're gonna wait for all of these 300 to fill up. So it's gonna take a bit of time. And then we'll recombine the army. Let's have a look at the colonies though. You're not quite there. You've hybridized. What county did you fabricate on? Let's fabricate some more. There goes the rebellion. Which means we can execute you. We can also murder you. Do you have any more landed sons? No. So we're gonna wait for him to die, and we'll see what that does to his realm. Hopefully he loses some of it, but we'll see. What is going on here? You have your own rebellion happening. Right, let's recombine the army. We'll split it in half. And let's march you north. No, I don't want that sword. Sappers is done. Let's switch to plate armor. Let's arrange this marriage. That's fine. I wanted to have a look at this. Right, so let's ask you to promote the legend. Let's ask you to promote my legend. Who else? Let's ask you to promote my legend. And you. And you. And you as well. You can get married there. We're starting to lose this war a bit. Beautiful and strong is what you need. Anyone? Yep. Right. You can be founded as a delving. Let's move you to the Hall of Echoes. Let's remove the bandits there. How much territory do you currently hold? Just one. Congratulations, you get that. Um, you can be turned into a delving as well. It is annoying that he is of the wrong kind of faith, but such is life. We can now colonize in two more directions. Let's colonize this, and let's colonize you. How is this colony? You can be turned into a castle. And that means we can colonize one more. Let's have a look at the Balrog. We're in a good position with the Balrog. I need to give this away though, so let me find someone to give this to. That's not what I wanted to do. Maybe not you. No, definitely not you. Let me pause for a second. There we go. Finally gave it away to this guy here. We can carry on. Our siege engines are not fully raised. Well, that's annoying. Get in here. Raise this. You need a leader. Let's assign you. This is fine. Now we have siege weapons. Go and siege his capital, please. No more Mordor. Dispatch him myself. You just need development now. Siege 1. Ooh. That would be useful. More so than the statue of Orafer. Nice battle. Let's empty the prison. Oh, give me just a moment. I'll be right back. There we go. Siege 1, siege that. Siege 1, head for this one. Let's go for graceful aging. We're making progress now. You are completely out of money. But that's okay, maybe capturing your queen is part of the score, hopefully. You know what, can we join this rebellion? Since my army is literally just there. My counselor died. We need a new chancellor. Tag, you're it. Are we missing another chancellor? No, we're not. You need to siege that. We have that siege done. Let's get in here and intercept their army. How is the legend? Can you spread my legend, please? Also, are you not spreading it? You are. You can marry him, I think. Reinforced ceilings in the decrepit citadel, that would be here. Let's start building. You're still a ways away. No, thank you. We have inspirations. You want to go to Farharad. Um, we could go for it. Give me something unique. Yeah, we'll take this one. Give me just a second here. Sorry about that, my phone keeps making noises. Unsiege that, please. And there it is. There's the work done. Mordor has its own war going on, but they're gonna concede defeat as well. Right, so we can now grab Enchanter. And more than that, we can now we can now steal Gondor. And that changed icon as well. We get the Crown of Gondor and the Throne of Gondor. We don't really um, fulfill the requirements for them, but we still get monthly renown bonuses. So let's see. 82.7, and if we equip this, it's 83.7. Let's repair you. And we don't have a throne, so we might as well equip this. So now that we have the Throne of Gondor, we can start dishing out titles. There you go, that's yours. We can give you Anfalas, which we have. We can give you Pinath Gelin. And we're gonna ask you to convert. We do not have your kingdom title. Let's create the Kingdom of Lamedon. And you can have the kingdom title. We'll give you Dol Amroth. You would not convert. You hate me dearly. Let's give you Lebanon. Right, okay, we're gonna need to fix that. Let's give you Anorian. So, we're missing a marshal. Let's get a marshal. So, how is our legend doing? It is not spreading quite as fast as I wish. Can I not ask you to promote again? No. Let's try and do this. Let's move our realm capital here. Let's unpause for a second. We're now involved in the struggle of Moria. Why can I not? I have a contagious and deadly disease. So we need to wait for this to finish. I did not realize that having a contagious and deadly disease would work against us. We do have an excellent physician though. So hopefully we're gonna heal soon. Right, let's see how your feudal contract is. It's good, I don't care. So, we now have access to restore Númenórean provinces, which we will never be able to do because our culture doesn't have Númenórean heritage. Let's get rid of this, because it's getting on my nerves seeing it there. Yeah, just destroy it. Can you please heal faster? This can be turned into a delving. Let's give it to someone. We can now move development in there. And we can colonize Durin's Way, which has changed name to the Ruined Hallway, which is nice to see. We are starting to trigger the Balrog. Get me a higher quality artifact. Please heal so we can tame the Balrog. Sure, I'll accept that. Yeah, I figured as much. So the Mumag Rider's insignia is completely useless for us, but feel free to pause and read that if you want to. Unfortunately, I'm stuck to not do anything, because I don't want to trigger the Balrog. Please heal. You have learned Orcish. That's interesting. That has broken apart. I was not expecting for this to break apart. No thank you. And no thank you. Convert and marry, please. Convert. 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 For a second I thought it was me that got healed. I was hoping. Which one? Heart of Darkness. Ah, this is a Balrog event. Please heal. Right, you need to convert and you need to marry into the dynasty. Can you convert, please? Yeah, that's fine. You can marry him, thank you. And what do we need to fabricate on? Ah, no, we need to fabricate in the south. On Lynn here. Do you hold it personally? You do. They've reformed their faith. There we go. We lost the consumption trait. We can hold the mystical communion and extort subjects, but before we do that, I'm gonna have to reload the game because I cannot view the struggle endings. Oh no. We can still click it. So here we go, the Balrog is too mighty to fight, yet we have learned how to work around it and even at times use it to our advantage. If we formalize our relationship and build our state around serving the Balrog, perhaps we can come to some sort of coexistence. You attempt to establish coexistence with the Balrog using your diplomacy or learning skill. If you succeed, you will gain a new empire title, become immune to negative Balrog events in the struggle, gain new unique men-at-arms, become the head of faith, and the Balrog may make occasional demands. Before we do that, though, let's switch the wife to patronage, because that's gonna increase our skill. I don't think we have items that can increase our learning more. Nope. These are all equipped. So, here we go. Let's see. Approaching the Balrog. Coexisting with the Great Balrog is a delicate balancing act, but it is one we have adapted to. But to attempt to approach it, find accommodation with it, that is something far more radical and even more difficult. Before I cross the precipice into its makeshift throne room, I must decide on a strategy. I will use my wits, use my charm, or run away. And because of our high learning skill, it has no chance to fail. We will get the Servants of the Dark Flame Empire title, the nickname Flame Sworn. We get the mythical Heralds of the Dark Flame Legend Seeds, and we can recruit Flame Sworns chosen as men-at-arms, which are heavy infantry that target skirmishers, archers, spearmen. They have insanely good attack, an okayish defense. They come in small groups though. We'll get renown, increase the level of splendor. We can't do that anymore, and a bunch of other stuff. The same thing for using my charm, and running away has no effect. So we're gonna use my wits. Herald of the Great Flame. For a moment I thought myself dead, yet the Balrog lets out just a soft snort after a brief period of deliberation. The shadow in flames diminish as it settles once more on its throne, apparently content to let me live. While I cannot be wholly sure, I believe it has accepted my terms and will henceforth tolerate my tribe. Leaving the chambers, I greet my host, who let out savage cheers at my survival. Well, I was right on one thing: the negotiations were short. The servants of the Dark Flame. Out of Moria comes troubling news. The foul goblins and orcs of the region appear to have organized, bearing aloft a new banner, bearing the mark of a demon and flames. Rumors say that their leader has been baptized in the dark flame of the Balrog and made its foremost servant. Why it would suddenly do this, none can say, but this union between both parties has resulted in a dangerous new power. The world will watch warily to see what the servants of the dark flame will now do. Not necessarily good for us, keep our eyes on it. That's a interesting prompt there, considering we're the ones firing it, but okay. So there we go. We should have here Servants of the Dark Flame, which has no de jure territory attached to it. I think I'm actually gonna make this my primary, just for giggles. It has a better color, I think. And now we have access to recruit the Flamesworn Chosen, and they get no penalties or buffs of any kind. And they cost faith, which is interesting. We could get house guards as well. So let's recruit these. Yeah, we'll max them out for sure. So we now have 550 heavy infantry with 280 base damage. We could replace the Gundabad Black Shields with something else, but I think we're gonna leave it as is. We have more heavy cavalry than we should, but I don't mind. More trolls than we should. However, we can now build in Moria without any issues whatsoever. And since we moved our capital, we should be able to quickly raise troops here. And we can now conquer the foundations of stone. Let's conquer the whole thing. Who are you attacking? Let's wait a second for this to settle. There it is. Let's attack you. We'll raise the troops. That will do. Get in here. We can hold the mystical communion. We can extort subjects. The wife doesn't need to be on patronage anymore. We already have enchanter. Let's go for diplomacy now. We can probably change one of the books we have here. That's diplomacy, that's intrigue. We'll take this. We can grab healthy. Are we still malnourished? We are. Let's stop losing weight and let's gain some weight instead. So now we're no longer gonna have issues with the Balrog. Can you pay the ransom, please? We have a sword that isn't worth anything. Let's destroy that. Let's conquer you. Liberation of Gondor. Well, that's obnoxious. Let's quickly finalize these wars. Is this a colony? It is. Build this up. We have too many colonies and that's a problem. Right, can I ask you to spread my legend? That would be nice. And why are you not spreading it? So there goes that war. Which means now we need to get our army in here somewhere. Let's empty the prison. I'm gonna have to find someone to give this to, so give me just a moment. So there we are. We found someone to give it to. So let's establish the duchy. We're gonna build here the barracks. And we're gonna give you the entire thing minus the colony. We still have way too much territory though. Have we fabricated on this? Not quite. Right, we need to do something about this war to liberate Gondor. Get in here. Raise the rest of the army and get me... You will do. We are no longer malnourished, so we can stop gaining weight. Sure, I'll educate her. We keep being raided, which is not good, but it is what it is. Did I just see we lost our tutor? You'll do. Um, yeah, that's fine. Get me more chance there. Right, we're gonna combine the army. We're gonna drop the special troops and we're gonna keep the siege towers. That also happened to give us some supplies, which is what we wanted. And I think we're gonna split the army in half. And we're gonna send you here. We're gonna send you here. Bustling colony in Heart of Darkness. You still need development though. Summon the Physician. Desperate measures. So who else is involved? The United Kingdom for sure. And Kano Gildor of Siragal. Okay. So him. We seize the prize goblet, which is completely useless. Right, unfortunately we're not sieging who we are supposed to. Someone is trying to kill me. But the reason I'm splitting my army in half is because um, the United Kingdom shares a front in the north, so they're more than likely going to send something northwards. Let's empty the prison. And I assume that the dwarves are gonna come through the south. Hopefully they won't sail into it, but we'll see. So we took that. Let's get in here. Um, you can build. You can build. You're still doing that. That's fine. How are we for time? We're getting there. You have some pretty decent troops. And there's the United Kingdom. Right, where have you sieged me that I have 7% in the north? They came in the north. That was unexpected. Yeah, we're not gonna keep the language manual. What is happening in the royal court? We have an artifact. I have no idea where. The legend is not spreading in this duchy. Let's help with that a bit. Ooh, they're coming straight for the capital, I think. Right, let's head towards a renowned name for the accolades. I don't know if this army will be enough to fight the dwarves and the elves on their own. But this one should be enough to beat the Reunited Kingdom. Let's do this. And let's siege that. Sure, you can keep Fickle. No, you're gonna come north, I think. And quickly, because we need to repel them. Siege that. Get in here. Just send it as is. There we go. Get in here. I was not expecting them to come in the north. That was weird to see. Desperate measures, please. It is also annoying that they can attack any territory and get out of my court, please. That they can attack any territory and somehow it counts towards the liberation of Gondor. We lost court artificer. Tag, you're it. What is your thing? Midas touched. And you are a diplomat. And you are a fighter. You might. Let's see if you convert. He agreed. Get in here and beat the hell out of them, please. So the Balrog just shifted to Armageddon. However, that should not affect us in the slightest. And if it does, it's a very nasty bug. We finally fabricated on Lin here. You can fabricate on this. And are you gonna give me Lin here? You will. Excellent. Give it to me. Which means we can give you Lin here. And we can give you the vassal. No, not titles, the vassal. So now these have their normal borders. How are we for time? We're getting there. Let's focus on this. Durin's Bane rages. Nobody quite knows what straw broke the camel's back, but it did. The Balrog is utterly inflamed in wrath. Blah 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 blah. Well, that's interesting, but it shouldn't do anything against us. Waste of gold. Let's increase our assassination skills. And let's unsiege some more territory. Yeah, sure. Let's see if we can white piece this. Not quite. And enforcing demands is not really a thing. Can we white piece you now? We can. Excellent. That is what we wanted. How are we for time? We're getting close to the hour. Let's finalize the conquest of This might as well. How are you? We can turn you into a delving. We're gonna give this to you. And we can build in here. And we can build you up as well. That will do. Do we have people in the dungeon? We do not. Just go there and don't mess it up. Can you move faster, please? Like, we really want to get rid of this now. We've taken a prisoner, let's ransom, and let's go for flexible truces. And there we go, we've won that as well. We can create the duchy and build the orc barracks. Did I build that in here? I have. And I'm gonna need to find someone to give it to. But we're getting past the hour mark now, so I'm gonna stop here. We've managed to resolve the situation in Moria, which is what I wanted to do. The legends, they're spreading. Not quite as fast as I'd wish, but they are spreading. We can ask you to promote the legend. Right. We'll see each other in the next episode. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. I'm very grateful to you for watching my stuff. See you in the next one. Goodbye for now.